Imagine this: every persistent obstacle, every painful relationship, every deep-seated fear. What if they all traced back to a single thread stretching across lifetimes? And what if, by pulling that thread right now, you could unravel centuries of suffering in just one breath? Karma, unmasked, a Buddhist perspective. When most people hear the word karma, they imagine a cosmic accountant tracking good and bad deeds. But classical Buddhism tells a different story, one free of divine scorekeeping. Karma isn't judgment, it's momentum, formed by intention. Every thought, every word, every action is like a stone dropped into still water. Ripples expand in every direction, eventually reaching every shore, including the one that cast the stone. No need for a heavenly bookkeeper. The mind records everything as it happens. Karma is not fate. It's not a life sentence. It's renewable energy. It flows across lifetimes, much like genetic information. Fears, gifts, and instincts are carried forward as subtle imprints, known in Sanskrit as vasanas. The Buddha likened life to a fire, fueled by craving. Remove the fuel, and the fire fades on its own. Karma isn't undone by wishful thinking. It's transformed by refining the intention behind every moment. Notice the patterns in your life. Do you repeatedly fall for emotionally unavailable partners? Do you sabotage success just when it's within reach? Do you feel unexplainable fear in hospitals, forests, or open water? From a Buddhist lens, these aren't random quirks. They're echoes, residual energy from the past. Psychologists may call them schemas. Dharma calls them habit energies. The first step is not blame, it's awareness. As the Zen saying goes, name the demon and it loses half its power. The threefold gate: awareness, ownership, compassion. Awareness. Learn to witness your thoughts and emotions like clouds passing across the sky. Ownership. Hiriotapa. Instead of shame, meet your karma with responsibility. Say, "This is my moment, and I choose the next ripple." Compassion. Karuna. Start with gentle kindness toward yourself, then extend it to others. Forgiveness doesn't excuse, it frees the heart from clutching the hot coal. Spiritual tools for the modern seeker. Mindfulness meditation. Just 20 minutes each morning isn't avoidance, it's inner surgery. Neural pathways begin to shift. Buried wounds rise to the surface, ready to heal. Mantra chanting. Sacred sounds like Om Mani Padme Hum create harmony between breath, heartbeat, and brain. Waves of altruistic love, sound, breath, and memory. Modern science is finally catching up to what yogis have long known. Sound shapes matter. Through the study of cymatics, we now see how vibration reorganizes form, just as sacred chants realign the soul. Conscious breath, known in yoga as pranayama, is not just calming, it's cleansing. Try the 4-7-8 rhythm tonight. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. With each breath out, you are literally releasing stale karmic residue, stored deep in fascia and cellular memory. Reconnect with nature. Walk barefoot on the earth for 10 minutes. The negative ions in soil and seawater help neutralize oxidative stress, your body's mirror of mental and emotional toxicity. In the chapters ahead, we'll explore past life recall, not through gimmicks, but through Buddhist Jataka reflections. How selfless service can build karmic merit faster than years in retreat. How gratitude and radical acceptance can transform trauma into wisdom. And finally, how to anchor it all into a daily sadhana, a living practice that protects your awakening amid deadlines, diapers, and digital noise. But for now, close your eyes, feel a single breath enter, pause, and leave. Somewhere, across the arc of time, An ancient version of you felt this same breeze. The circle is closing. The path is opening. Past life echoes. Myth or method? Skeptics may dismiss rebirth as poetic metaphor, but every major Buddhist lineage, from Theravada temples in Sri Lanka to Vajrayana hermitages in Tibet, has preserved techniques for past life recall for over 2,600 years. Even the Buddha himself spoke of hundreds of former lives, not as fables, but as diagnostic case studies. Thus have I seen. Thus has the tendency ripened. The point of remembering past lives isn't nostalgia. It's to diagnose present-day mind habits. Modern science offers support. The University of Virginia's Division of Perceptual Studies has documented thousands of children describing verifiable past life experiences. While the mechanisms remain debated, the findings resonate with a timeless truth. Consciousness is not a puddle. It is a stream. 3 Gateways to Karmic Recall Dream Yoga, Milam. Tonight, as you drift into sleep, set a gentle intention. May my dreams reveal the roots of this pattern. Keep a journal by your pillow. Nightmares and déjà vu often contain karmic code. Somatic triggers. That chill crossing a bridge. The lump in your throat entering a courtroom. These are not random. They are breadcrumbs. Pause. Breathe. Ask, what is being remembered through my body? Meditative regression. Pavanasana. After 30 minutes of focused mindfulness, shift attention to a single inquiry. When have I felt this? Not just before, but far before. Let images or emotions arise without grasping. The goal isn't drama, it's insight. We seek healing, not historical trivia. If the memory does not deepen compassion or release, let it pass like a cloud. Decoding the karmic signature. Each emerging memory carries 3 diagnostic markers: felt sense, emotion out of proportion, such as intense shame inquiry. Ask, who is this shame protecting? Belief and impulse. Beliefs like, I must stay invisible, and urges to flee or please, ask yourself, is this still true now? If not, let it go. Turning karma into dharma. The alchemy of awareness. What action embodies wisdom? The karmic triad, felt sense, emotion, and impulse, reveals exactly where to apply the antidotes of the Noble Eightfold Path, especially right view, seeing impermanence and interdependence clearly, right effort, cultivating the opposite of the unwholesome tendency, right mindfulness, staying anchored in the present with compassionate attention. This is the alchemy of transformation, turning karma into dharma. The 4-step process of karmic transmutation recognition. Name the pattern. Call it into the light. Refeeling. Let the stored emotion arise and move through the body without the story. Release. View the memory through the lens of impermanence and non-self, then let it dissolve. Ritual closure. Exhale. Chant. Bow. Offer the into spacious awareness, symbolically handing it back to the infinite. Repeat this cycle. With each round, karmic residue, asrava, dissolves into wisdom energy, prajna. As Tibetan masters say, it's like a butter lamp consuming its own fuel, nothing forced, yet fully transformed. Case study. The merchant of Anuradhapura, a student of mine, let's call her Maya, experienced panic attacks in modern supermarkets. Through gentle regression, she accessed a past life as a spice merchant in ancient Sri Lanka. During a famine, she hoarded rice. The guilt from that life solidified into a vow: I must never touch commerce again. That vow shaped this life. She repeatedly sabotaged her own finance career. Once identified, we practiced merit dedication. She anonymously funded school lunches in rural areas, transforming karmic avarice into generosity. Within months, her anxiety eased. She accepted a promotion, managing fair trade supply chains. Karma transmuted into compassionate vocation, tools to accelerate karmic processing. Meta audit. Evening. Reflect on moments you withheld kindness. Apply loving kindness phrases to those memories. Fire puja. Agni homa. Write down a limiting belief or karmic vow. Burn it while chanting, "As this ash returns to earth, may the imprint return to emptiness." Walking contemplation. Pace slowly, synchronizing each step with the mantra, "Gone, gone, gone beyond." Let old patterns melt into movement. We've uncovered the karmic seeds and loosened the soil. Now we plant new seeds, intentionally, through selfless service and skillful speech. This is how tomorrow's harvest can taste of freedom, not repetition. The clear sky within. For now, rest in the afterglow of insight. Notice how awareness itself remains untouched by any lifetime. Like a clear sky that has witnessed 1,000 storms, it is always whole, always present. Hold that knowing gently. It is your compass on the path to liberation. Why selfless service short circuits? Old karma flows through energetic reciprocity. What we emit returns, amplified. But selfless service, dana, breaks this loop. It overrides ego-driven patterns with pure intention, planting fresh, wholesome imprints. The Buddha called this creating good fields for one's future harvest. Think of unwholesome karma like malware in your energetic system. Each genuine act of service is a security patch, quarantining old programs and upgrading your inner OS. Neuroscience agrees. Acts of kindness boost oxytocin and serotonin, rewiring the brain for resilience and joy. The 3 tiers of transformative giving: Tridana, material giving, Amasadana. Donate groceries, fund a scholarship, share resources, loosens greed and cultivates abundance. Fearless giving, Abhayadana. Offer emotional safety, listen without judgment, dissolves anxiety and plants courage. Dharma giving, Dharmadana. Teach, mentor, share wisdom. Most meritorious, converting insight into collective liberation. Weave all 3 into your weekly life. Each one loosens a different karmic knot. Skillful speech, karma on the tongue. If service is the hands of awakened living, then speech is its voice. The Buddha gave 4 yardsticks for right speech, samavaka. Truthful, accurate and sincere, useful, promotes growth, not harm, timely. Offered when it can be received, kind, spoken with goodwill. Notice how gossip, sarcasm, and self-deprecation plant thorny seeds. Replace them with the language of metta. Try this micro-practice before responding to any message. Inhale and ask yourself silently, is what I'm about to say true, useful, and kind? One conscious breath can redirect years of unconscious speech. Designing your karma gym, a weekly protocol, morning meditation, midday microservice, evening reflection. Compliment a colleague, notice one greedy impulse, dedicate merit. 1:08 p.m. mantra chant. Buy coffee for the person behind you. Each small act becomes a rep in your karmic fitness. The more you train, the more naturally compassion flows. Karma Rewiring Template, a weekly rhythm of practice, service, and reflection. Treat this not as a strict prescription, but a flexible template. Personalize it to suit your cultural, spiritual, and personal context. What matters is the triad. Practice, service, reflection, repetition carves new neural and karmic grooves. Monday, the Giving Body Journal. How did giving feel in your body today? Practice. Notice bodily sensations during acts of kindness. Reflection. Did the giving come from joy or obligation? Tuesday, conscious communication, practice, 4-7-8 breathwork. Inhale 4, hold 7, Exhale 8. Action. Send a heartfelt voice note of appreciation. Reflection. Score today's speech 1 to 5. 4. Truth, benefit, kindness. Wednesday. Gratitude in the grit service. Take a barefoot nature walk. Pick up litter on your block. Reflection. List 5 past hardships that became teachers. Thursday. Rewriting the subconscious practice. Journal any remembered dreams upon waking. Service. Volunteer 30 minutes for online mentoring. Ritual. Perform a fire puja. Write down one limiting belief or identity. Burn it, reciting, "As this ash returns to earth, may this imprint return to emptiness." Friday. Gentle discipline practice. Silent breakfast. No phone, no talking, just awareness. Service. Donate time at a local animal shelter. Reflection. Offer loving kindness to yourself for any missteps today. Saturday. Deep presence. Practice 45-minute seated meditation, or your capacity. Service. Lead a family or friend mindfulness circle. Reflection. Simply rest in awareness. No fixing, no judging. Sunday. Merge the threads. Contemplate. How did repetition shift your week? Reflection. What karmic loop softened or snapped? Dedication. Offer any merit gained to all beings, seen and unseen, woven into this vast karmic tapestry. Case study. From rage to refuge, Jamal, a high school teacher in Chicago, carried ancestral anger. Student disrespect triggered explosive reactions. 2 mindful shifts changed everything. 3 conscious breaths before responding to students. Daily fearless giving, holding space after class for teens to vent safely within 1 semester. Detention rates dropped 60%. His blood pressure meds were halved. A student he once suspended said, "You're the first adult who actually listened." Service became the solvent that dissolved inherited rage. Karma became compassion. Avoiding the ego traps in service. Be mindful of subtle distortions. Martyr syndrome. Giving until depletion breeds resentment. Balance service with self-care. Spiritual bypass. Using service to avoid your own shadow work. Keep therapy and inner inquiry in the mix. Craving recognition. If applause motivates you, pause. Offer anonymously until the heart learns joy in invisibility. Remember, karma is shaped more by intention than magnitude. A quiet act done with pure heart outweighs a grand gesture fed by ego. From counting blessings to rewiring karma. Gratitude is not just a polite thank you or a social media caption. It is neural and karmic rewiring, a sacred recalibration of how we meet life. By dedicating any good from your practice to others, you embed your personal awakening into the collective liberation. Gratitude as alchemy, the GAF circuit of liberation. In Buddhist psychology, gratitude is not soft sentimentality. It's muscular, transformative. In the Katanukata Sampada framework, gratitude is a lens that reframes every experience, pleasant or painful, as fertile ground for awakening. When practiced sincerely, it dismantles the victim mindset. We shift from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What is this revealing for me?" This subtle pivot loosens the grip of envy and scarcity. By cultivating mudita, joy in the happiness of others, we dissolve jealousy before it can root in our karmic field. The neuroscience of thank you gratitude is more than a virtue. It's a neuroplastic upgrade. UCLA-MRI studies show that sustained gratitude practice thickens gray matter in the anterior cingulate cortex, the brain's empathy and perspective-taking center. Put simply, saying thank you rewires your mind to feel more connection, more resilience, more joy. Think of gratitude as sunlight, non-transactional, indiscriminate. It turns the soil of karma into rich humus, where wholesome seeds can sprout. Radical acceptance. Rain for the inner earth. If gratitude is sunlight, then radical acceptance is the rain. A concept popularized by Buddhist psychologist Tara Brach, but rooted in the ancient quality of upekkha, equanimity. Radical acceptance means meeting what's here without resistance. No clutching, no pushing away. It's not resignation. Acceptance doesn't mean condoning injustice or giving up on healing. It means seeing clearly. So wise action can arise from stability, not reactivity. You can accept chronic illness and pursue healing. You can accept grief and still hope. Most importantly, radical acceptance drops the second arrow. The Buddha taught that pain is the first arrow, but our refusal to feel pain, that's the second. When we drop the story of "this shouldn't be happening," we drop the extra suffering. The alchemical formula, G plus A equals F, combine gratitude, G, with acceptance, A, and the byproduct is freedom, F. This GAF circuit neutralizes karmic toxins like fear, resentment, regret. Activate the GAF circuit, step-by-step spot the trigger. A difficult email, a chronic backache, a betrayal that resurfaces in memory. Activate gratitude. Ask, what hidden gift rides inside this moment? Resilience? Humility? A lesson in boundaries? Settle into acceptance. Whisper gently, this too belongs. Let the body unclench. Let the breath soften. Witness the emergent freedom. Feel the subtle expansion in chest and mind. This is the shift. This is liberation in real time. From counting blessings to rewiring karma. In the West, gratitude often conjures up polite thank you notes or curated moments on social media. But in Buddhist psychology, gratitude is a spiritual technology. It deconditions the mental habits of entitlement, resistance, and reactivity. It recodes karma, not by bypassing pain, but by meeting it with awareness and grace. Part 4. Completing the circuit, living the mandala of practice. We've journeyed together from karmic diagnosis to seed-level reprogramming, nurturing those seeds through service, gratitude, and radical acceptance. Now, we assemble the pieces into a living mandala, a seamless, sustainable rhythm of daily, weekly, and seasonal practice. This is your personal sadhana, a blueprint for karmic freedom that lasts long after the initial spark fades. A mandala is not a static diagram. It's a choreography of intention. Each step both completes the circle and begins a new one. The daily core, 20 to 30 minutes. Anchored at dawn, these steps calibrate your energy and attention for the day ahead. Minute dawn alignment. Sit upright. Take 3 equanimity breaths. Inhale, yes. Exhale, here. Silently dedicate the day to the liberation of all beings. Mindful sit or chant, 10 to 15 minutes. Option A, mindfulness of breath or loving kindness meditation. Option B, chant 108 repetitions of Om Mani Padme. Hum, or any heart-centered mantra, service intention, 2 minutes. Visualize one small act of generosity or kindness you'll offer today. Note, the text said amnesia, likely a typo, assumed service or generosity. Gratitude flash, 1 minute. Name one challenge you anticipate today. Say, thank you in advance for the lesson within this difficulty. 3-stone reset, 2 to 5 minutes evening. Move the day's final pebble. Name the core insight or lesson, no matter how small, record it. If possible, total time. Approximately 25 minutes, about the length of scrolling a social feed, yet infinitely more nourishing. The weekly deep dive, 60 to 90 minutes. Choose a Saturday or Sunday. This is your personal retreat container. Silent sit or nature immersion, 45 minutes. Fire puja, burn ritual. Write down a limiting belief or emotional residue. Burn it while whispering, "As this ash returns to earth, may this imprint return to emptiness." Reflective journaling. What lesson flowered from hardship this week? What patterns have softened or shifted? Supplemental micro practices. Metascan. Pain practice. When emotional or physical pain arises, rest your attention there. Silently repeat, "May you be held in kindness." This converts aversion into compassion. Celebrate others' journal, one success or joy of another person. Send them a note of celebration. Do this 3 times a week to uproot envy and grow mutual joy. Mudita. Case study. The lotus in the divorce papers. Anna, a mother of 2, came to retreat shattered by divorce. Her mantra, "He ruined my life." We began the 3-stone gratitude ritual. By week's end, her third pebble represented the freedom to rediscover who I am beyond wifedom. Tears, tremors, then calm. 6 months later, she wrote, "Signing those papers was the tuition fee for my soul, a degree in sovereignty." Karma had not vanished. It had flowered, like a lotus blooming in muddy water. Troubleshooting the practice. I can't find anything to be grateful for. Start small. The warmth of tea, the fact that you can read this. Small sparks ignite big fires. Beware toxic positivity. Gratitude is not gloss, it's depth. Validate pain first. Gratitude reveals the lesson, not the lie. Stagnation, warning. If acceptance begins to feel like passivity, re-engage right effort. Take compassionate action rooted in clarity. Weaving sun and rain into daily weather, morning. 5-minute equanimity breath. Daytime, 1 spontaneous act of service, evening. 3-stone gratitude review, over time. This rhythm stabilizes your inner climate. Storms still arise, but the ground stays fertile, soft, and predictable. For now, rest one palm gently over your heart. Feel the pulse, like a metronome older than this life. Whisper, "Thanks." Whisper, "Yes." This simple act completes the circuit. Gratitude, acceptance, freedom. The mandala is complete. Across 4 parts, we've moved from karmic diagnosis, seed-level reprogramming, daily nourishment through service, gratitude, and equanimity, and now, integration into a sustainable rhythm. Your mandala is not a map. It is a mirror, a sacred dance of devotion and design. Each step both closes the circle and opens a new one. Part 5. The long game. Karma as a life syllabus, weekly audit. Clearing the residue. Just as the body accumulates physical plaque, the mind gathers subtle karmic residue. A weekly audit keeps your compass aligned. Reflect on the week's experiences. Ask, what softened? What resurfaced? Gather friends or family into a Sangha circle. Each person shares. One obstacle faced, one act of service completed, one moment of genuine gratitude. Community mirrors commitment. When shared aloud, intention crystallizes. The seasonal reset, tuning practice to the Earth's rhythm. 4 times a year, or more, pause for a seasonal cleanse. Use the equinoxes, solstices, or culturally significant full moon days. Reset suggestions. Digital and dietary cleanse, 3 to 7 days. Reduce social media, stimulants, and processed foods. Loving kindness retreat at home or a monastery. Even a single day of noble silence resets neural circuits. Karmic ledger review. List recurring patterns that resurfaced. Celebrate those that subsided. Set fresh vows at Hinna, closure ceremony, for the next cycle. Think of it as changing the oil in the engine of your awakening, measuring progress. Without ego, forget conventional checklists. True transformation is subtle. Here's how to feel progress. Less reactivity, triggers fade faster, and cut less deeply. Spontaneous compassion. The urge to help arises before the mind kicks in dream clarity. Nightmares morph into instructive dreams. Synchronicity clusters. Useful coincidences increase, signaling karmic flow alignment. Reminder: the subtler the transformation, the harder it is for ego to hijack. Let progress be felt, not flaunted. Karma 2.0, from personal liberation to planetary stewardship. Clearing your karma is just stage 1. Stage 2 is realizing that personal awakening radiates outward into systems, communities, ecosystems. Your daily sadhana becomes eco-social technology, ethical purchasing shifts, supply chains. Mindful speech detoxifies workplaces. Compassionate activism reframes politics from tribal warfare to collective care. Your calm nervous system lightens the load of the global brain. Never underestimate your ripple. Anchor the mandala, the invitation. You now hold the blueprint. Walk the path. If this 5-part journey resonated with you, take these 3 steps to anchor your transformation. Subscribe and notify. Stay linked to weekly practices, retreats, and satsang share. Send this series to a friend or loved one stuck in a loop. You might be the karmic catalyst they've been awaiting. Comment. Which tool will you implement first? Service, gratitude, acceptance, meditation? Your commitment inspires others. This isn't the end. It's initiation. Karma is not a life sentence. It's a life syllabus. And with mindful attention, ownership, compassion, repetition of the tools we've explored together, you can graduate from the old curriculum and begin writing your own advanced course in freedom. Dedicate the merit may any goodness generated through our shared exploration ripple outward to relieve suffering in all directions. Until we meet again, on screen, on retreat, or in the stillness between breaths, walk gently, serve boldly. Let every step inscribe love upon the earth.